Welcome back to the Legacy Project podcast, where we help you preserve your story and transform your life experience into something that lasts, something that matters. I'm your host, Don Fessenden, and today's episode is about one of the most powerful gifts your story can offer: the lessons of resilience. You've been through things. You've faced setbacks, heartbreaks, disappointments, and you're still here. And whether you've shared your story out loud or kept it quietly tucked away, what you've learned could be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Today, we'll explore how writing and sharing your personal lessons of resilience doesn't just honor your own strength, it offers a lifeline to others. Your voice, your truth, your journey, it might just be someone else's map out of the dark. Let's get started. Let's begin by clearing something up. Resilience isn't about perfection. It's not about having everything figured out or pretending nothing ever hurt. Resilience is the ability to keep going, to get back up after you fall, to face the day even when your heart is heavy. Sometimes resilience looks like moving forward with confidence. Other times it looks like simply showing up tired, shaken, unsure, but still showing up. In those moments, the quiet ones, the messy ones, the unglamorous ones, those are the stories that resonate the deepest. Because people don't need heroes, they need hope. They need to hear that someone else has felt what they're feeling and made it through. Before you can share your lessons, you have to recognize them. And that starts with reflection. Think back to a time in your life when everything felt uncertain. Maybe it was a health crisis, a job loss, a broken relationship, grief, burnout. Now ask yourself, what helped me survive that season? What did I learn about myself? What would I tell someone else going through something similar? Sometimes we don't realize what we've gained until we take the time to look back. Writing helps with that. It slows you down enough to connect the dots to find the insight in the struggle. When you share your lessons of resilience, you don't have to pretend it was easy. In fact, please don't. Write about the moments when you doubted yourself, when you were angry, when you were afraid, when you almost gave up. It's that honesty, that raw truth that makes your story powerful. And remember, you're not sharing because you're an expert. You're sharing because you've lived it. You've walked the path. You've earned your wisdom the hard way. And someone out there right now is looking for proof that it's possible to make it through. Once you've reflected on your story, it's time to think about how to frame it not just as a memory, but as a message. Your story doesn't need a perfect ending. It just needs meaning. Maybe you learned how to set boundaries. Maybe you discovered your inner strength. Maybe you found a new purpose on the other side of pain. Whatever the lesson is, share it with openness and humility. Let the reader or listener walk beside you, not beneath you, because you're not preaching, you're offering your hand. You're saying, I've been there, and this is what helped me find my way forward. I want you to think for a moment about the stories that have shaped you. Maybe it was a book you read during a hard time, or a speaker who shared something that stuck with you, or a friend who told the truth about their own struggle and made you feel less alone. Now imagine, you have the power to do that for someone else. When you share your lessons of resilience, you're not just telling a story, you're creating ripples. Ripples of strength, ripples of courage, ripples of compassion. And you may never know the full reach of your story, but that doesn't make it any less valuable. In fact, that's the beauty of legacy. It lives on, quietly changing lives in ways you may never see. As we wrap up today's episode, I want you to remember this. You've already overcome more than you give yourself credit for. Your story is a well of wisdom. And the lessons you've learned through challenge, through perseverance, through faith or grit or grace, those lessons are a gift. Don't keep them locked away. Write them. Share them. Pass them down. You never know who might read your words one day and say, because of this, I didn't give up. If you're ready to start writing your resilience story, check out my book, The Legacy Project, a guide to sharing your story. It's filled with prompts, reflection tools, and structure to help you bring your experience to life in a way that honors your journey and empowers others. Thank you for joining me today on the Legacy Project podcast. Keep going, keep writing, and keep leaving your mark. I'll see you next time.